Hello, I'm Jog and welcome back to the original Legend of Zelda. Last time we started the adventure off, complete the first dungeon, found 2 hidden hearts, and now we're continuing on straight into the second dungeon. So, we're just gonna move on out. And this dungeon has snakes, or as the game likes to call them, ropes. I don't get it. But whatever, whether I get it or not, I really like this dungeon for one simple fact. It is a great way of getting keys. Assuming you have bombs, that is. If you have bombs, you can get so many different keys to take with you for other dungeons throughout the game. Okay, thank you for the hot back. Really appreciate that. And another stopwatch. Gladly accept that. Ooh, okay, I'll take you. So, as I'm recording this, episode 1 has been officially put out. And, well, obviously, don't have any thing to go by. Things such as, like, oh my god, brain woke as me here. Don't know how good or bad it will be, but worry about that later on. Actually, no, don't worry about that at all. We're just gonna move on out and try to have fun. So, as we're going through here, we see that door to the right is locked. I'm not gonna worry about that door. Or this door. I will have to worry about Garuda, though. Ah! Oh, never mind. No, They give me hearts, I will gladly accept that. Again, that's me being impatient and just spamming. If I didn't do that, I might have been fine beforehand. Get rid of you, get rid of you. Perfect, 2 for 1. And key! Alright, let's all come to this room, which is a bit of a bullet hell, for lack of a better word. We do not have to try and fight these guys, but we do get an item if we can kill all of them. However, the issue is the fireballs and everything else in this room. And I am just doing horribly. Oh my god, am I doing horribly. There. Jeez. That went extremely poorly for me. I literally have no excuse. That was just terrible on my part. Either way, because we defeated all of them, we get ourselves the magical boomerang, which is an upgrade to the normal boomerang, the fact that it can actually kill small creatures rather than just stunning them. Will not work on everything, but it helps. Also, because we got the map, I can now see some rooms, and I think before I was calling this the croissant? It's like a croissant, or a bracelet, or whatever you want to call it. Half-eaten bagel. And, yeah. So as we can see, these rooms with the keys, well, the key doors, A, are not important because we can just blast through them, but B, there was nothing in them except for the dungeon items, that being the map and the compass, which, if you know what you're doing, are completely not necessary. So, again, just nice to have bombs, and this dungeon will give you a few bombs. Mostly because of the boss of this dungeon. Now, I am skipping rooms on the left. I will go back to them later on. For right now, I just wanted to just... I just wanted to explore this one side and save my keys for when I can. I could really use health right now. Thankfully, the boss won't be too bad. Speaking of the boss, the dongos dislike smoke. Thank you, old man. Thank you. So, that is actually 3 hints. It is 1, a hint to the boss, which is Dodongo. 2 is kind of a strange hint, depending on how you want to look at things. Because Dodongos Dislike Smoke has 2 meanings. One is that Dodongos can eat bombs, so they dislike things that cause smoke. But the other thing, and that's a very difficult to see key, good god. The other thing is that if you can get... Oh shoot, this is gonna go bad for me. If you can get a Dodongo in a cloud of smoke... Ooh, fairy, you have a chance of... Well, if you can get them in the smoke, they will get stunned. And in their stunned phase, you can stab them with your sword and deal damage. So you could, instead of wasting 2 bombs... Well, say wasting. Instead of using 2 bombs to kill... I also forgot about these Garudas out here, so it's a good thing I got my health back. Well, yeah, I say that. I'm like, oh no, maybe not, because I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine because I have sword beams, so shut up me. You're not as good as you think you are. Okay, I have 5 bombs. If I get that, I only go up to 8, so I'm gonna hold on, because I can have more bombs later on. Okay, so there we go. He eats the bomb. Can go well for him. Come on. That did not go as I had hoped. I was hoping to try and show off the whole smoke thing to no avail. That's also why I left these bombs here, because now I have... Well, I have more bombs than what I would have if I take them anyways. Oh well. Doesn't matter. Let's just go into this room and go to a second triangle. Good job, us. And there we go. That is 2 dungeons down. Like, 7 left to go. So, what we can do is... Well, there's actually a couple of things we can do if we so wish. We can go to a couple of dungeons, but some of them we cannot finish yet. One we can't even access yet. There is an item, well, 2 items now I'm thinking about it, that I would like to get. One is over this way, if I'm correct. I thought it was on the map tile above, but when I was looking at the map... Oh, I have full bombs, nice. Too bad. When I was looking at the map before, I'm like, wait, that doesn't seem right. This is the room I was thinking of. Thankfully, my editing of the maps to the videos helped me remember this one. Buy something, will ya? Yes, I will come over here and buy a candle. Completely optional, we do not need it, but it is nice to have. So that candle can be used to find actually a bunch of secrets throughout Hyrule. Also, if you're gonna try to guard with your shield, make sure you're shielding at the right position. As awkward as that may sound, if you are too high or too low, the shield won't actually catch. Oh, I don't know how that one that I'm gonna count BS on. Oh well. I want to come down here because I want to get myself that candle. But before we go and use the candle for the one thing I really want to use it for, I want to go over this way, and we want to go up... Well, I want to go up Death Mountain. It sounds like a terrible idea, considering it's called Death Mountain. But there is a madness to my reasons and a reason to my madness. Such that I myself might not even be aware of it. Either way, I want to go up this way. Thankfully, no Zoras. I think it's... Yeah. No. Wait, yeah? Okay. Well, I think I have to go that way for one thing, but that's not what I was originally thinking of. Neither was this. But we're already here, so... Show this to the old woman! A piece of paper. Fold it up just like the dungeon map. It's almost like they reused the item. And looking at my cash... I'm gonna change up my shopping plans. Like, quite a bit, actually. Because I'm almost at 150 rupees. If we go over here... I believe this is a minigame? Yeah. Let's play a money-making game. So, it's essentially chance. You pay 10 to try and win money. Or you can lose money. But I don't care about that. If you notice, this is the easternmost peninsula. And we were told that the easternmost peninsula has a secret. So, if we can find it by hugging up a wall, we can find ourselves this. This looks like a dungeon. However, it is not. It's a secret to everybody. This is a very special one. 100. I'm at 144 rupees. The max is 200... I'm at 244 rupees. I don't know what I said before. The max is 255. So, I'm almost maxing out my money, so this could be both a good thing or a bad thing, depending on your point of view. Ow. But I wanted to do that because I'm so close to filling up my wallet. There is one item that requires a ton of rupees to purchase. It requires a grand total of 250. And since I'm only 6 rupees away, seems like a good time to get it. So originally, because I was looking at my wallet before, I was going to get myself a magical shield. Because I can get one for cheap at... Well, I say cheap. I can get one for cheaper at 90. Also, these... Before I move on, these rocks, which are the same color as my sword, I just realized, they look like Koopa Troopas to me. Like, this part looks like the head, that's the shell. I don't know. What are they talking about? Oh, yeah. I was gonna get myself a shield for 90 rupees, which is the cheapest you can get a magical shield. But if I can get myself the other magical item, that would be even better. Master using it, and you can have this. But either way, the main reason I want to come up here was to get the upgraded sword, the white sword. We need to have 5 hearts to be able to equip this. So, if you can get this before doing any of the dungeons, as all you need is 5 hearts. Which, we start with 3, and we can get 2 from, what are they called? We can get 2 hearts from bombing specific walls. So, 5 hearts is honestly not all that difficult. Again, we could have had this before the first dungeon. I am dying. We're all dying. Shut up. Freaking boulders! Falling off of Death Mountain. It's called Death Mountain because you will die! But that doesn't matter right now. I want to live! I also did not think the boomerang was going to throw that way. Okay, so, the white sword. Why do you get the white sword? Well, it's not doing anything different to these guys. However, let's go to the blue Octorok. Death. It is twice as powerful as our original sword. So, any enemy before that would take 2 hits now dies in 1 hit. Anything that took 4 hits now takes 2 hits, so on and so forth. Also, I forgot where I was going. Because we're over here, there are 2 secrets that I know of, both of which require the candle, which is why I wanted to grab that thing. And my god, is time flying. I don't remember what tile it is exactly. It's this one, apparently. Take any one you want! I shall take the heart. I am now at 8. We've done 2 dungeons that I'm at 8 hearts. Out of 16, I believe, so we're already halfway... Well, not halfway. Our health is halfway to full. Okay, thank you. Oh, now those rupees are useless to me now. Wait. Oh, I should just show this off now before I forget. Because I'll probably come here later on. This is the place I was going to go before. Boy, this is really expensive. For the shield, I also need the meat. Ugh. I'm on the fence. Because I need the meat, but I don't need the meat till later. I technically don't need the shield. I don't need the other item as well. I'm going to get the other item. My inventory is full. My inventory? My wallet is full. And we're going over this way anyways for the 3rd dungeon. So, I can always get more money. No matter what, I was gonna have to get more money anyway, so... what does it matter? Let's get get the biggest thing out of the way so my wallet is completely empty, or as empty as possible. Oh. And friendly reminders is that fairy fountain over to the left. I'll be hitting that up soon enough. Okay, so... the fun is a little hidden. Because you might not think about doing what I'm going to do. If we go over here and tap that almost statue, we get this guy. Boy, this is really expensive. Oh, so he sold it only for 60. Was it 60 in the other one? No, the other one was 100, so this is a cheaper meat. I want to get myself this. I get this a lot earlier than I thought I was. The blue ring. Now, nothing happened. Link is still the same. We walk out. I now have a white tunic. So now my defense is doubled. So if anything that did a heart of damage, or even, no, if anything did a heart of damage, it now does half a heart. If anything did half a heart before, technically it does a quarter heart of damage. However, the game cannot, well, the game does not register half a heart, so it doesn't show up on your blah blah blah. It doesn't show up on your status. However, if you take the equivalent of 2 quarter hearts, you will show off that damage as half a heart. But that does mean you can take 1 quarter damage but still have sword beams. If you had, let's just say, a 3/4 heart. I'm assuming you'll understand what I mean. It's probably one of those things you'll understand better by seeing or playing than by listening to me ramble on trying to explain it. But essentially, I am now so much more powerful now than I was at all in the previous episode. I've doubled my attack, I've doubled my defense. And, well, to be fair, there's little more I can really do to increase my abilities right now. There is no way I can get myself an even stronger sword, the magical sword that we saw from the opening, without doing dungeons, and I can't get the red ring until endgame, so... The only thing I can really do for myself right now is get myself that magical shield. Also, these guys, the blobs, these are actually, I guess you could call the full form of those little Hushy Kiss enemies. If you had the wooden sword and fought these guys, they would split up into the small variety. But because I have the white sword, I can kill these guys in one hit, completely cutting out the middleman. Meaning this dungeon is going to be even easier. And if I remember... Oh, shoot, you guys. Let me go on my current thought before I talk about these guys. If this dungeon is what I think it is, it's the dungeon that looks a bit, let's say, strange. I want to say it's a pinwheel, or, depending on how you want to look at it, a windmill. Really? Bombs and bombs. But yeah, those guys back there are the Dark Nuts. In that room, with only 3 of them, they're not too bad. They are one of my most despised enemies. I swear to God, their pathing is just awkward at times. I say, if you have sword beams, then you're gonna be great. I'm trying to think of any advice I can really give, and the best thing I can probably say is try to use the surroundings to the best of your ability. Like, don't try to just sneak up behind them. Like, doing something like this, I think is gonna be your best bet. Because these guys do turn on a dime. Also, again, they are locked to a grid system, so if you can try and, like, use that to your advantage, like stand half a tile and try to stab them, that might be a better option. Also, if you have bombs, you can feel free to use it. But I want to say, depending on where they get hit, will determine how much damage they take. Also, you don't always have to kill all the enemies. That was a good one, wow! You don't always have to kill every enemy in the room. As you can see, there doesn't seem to be anything out here. And I want to say this is one room where you do not have to actually kill all the enemies. I could be wrong, but we're going to find out in just a minute. I will say I am dodging and moving a lot better than I was expecting to. I will not lie. Oh, he dropped... Okay, so there was bombs in this room, essentially, so not the most needed thing. Although the item they were technically guarding is... another item required... Well, I say required. When I say required, I mean for the base game. Required to actually beat the game, the raft. There are 2 uses of this item in the entire game. And we'll deal with both of them probably next time. Let's just get a move on now, shall we? Oh, bubbles! Okay, minor thing. They are just an annoyance more than anything else. They will prevent you from swiping your sword, but that's about it. So right now I'm hitting the sword button, can't do it. I want to say in the New Game Plus, they are a lot more annoying. Thankfully, I'm not doing that. I've also never done that. And I don't know if I ever want to do that. But in that game, I want to say there's like red variety and blue variety. One makes it so that you cannot use your sword until you get hit by the other. Okay, more swords. I want to say this upper path is completely useless. I want to say this pathway just leads to the map. I think if we want to move on to the dungeon boss, we want to go to the right. But, for completion's sake, I'm going to go over this way. Also, we see 2 enemies and a couple of blocks. Kill the enemies, nothing happened. Kill the enemies, the block now moves. Not the biggest fan of those kind of, quote, puzzles, but eh. Did you get the sword from the old man on top of the waterfall? Yeah, so that's how you know where the sword is. The white sword, if you didn't get that already. Not a bad thing to have. Especially at this point, considering the fact, again, you need 5 hearts, and if this is Dungeon 3, they assume that you did Dungeons 1 and 2. So while the old man is not always the most useful, this one's at least nice. Although I hate the fact that you have to always keep going back into the room every time you want to talk to him. Also, what did I even get in that room? A key? I probably got a key. So yeah, even that makes this entire pathway even more useless. You wasted a key to go up and get another key. Oh, let's just get a move on. Wait, oh, I moved backwards. Oops. I'm surprised I haven't found the dungeon map. Did I skip it? Oh, is it in this room? It's in this room, okay. So yes, this was the odd-looking dungeon. It's a pinwheel. It's a pinwheel. It's a pinwheel. It's a pinwheel. Oh, I forgot. Well, this is a great piece of advice for any enemy, but if you can get underneath an enemy like that and hit them with your sword, it's... Well, I want to say it's a guaranteed hit, but it's a hit in the fact that your sword... whatchamacallit, hitbox, well, is actually larger than the tile, allowing you to hit them. Doesn't work from top to bottom, as you can see. Works from bottom to top, because from this point of view, Link is halfway into the block, where in this one, he's so far away. And I want to say it doesn't work left to right either. Yeah, no, only from bottom to top. Either way, we just want to go over this way. One room above is the boss. And I want to say for this boss, the best thing to have is going to be bombs, if you got them. If you got bombs, highly recommend it. I can't remember this boss's name, but essentially the easiest thing you can try to do is lay down bombs to try and just blow them up like that. And yeah, this is actually a perfect time, because this is actually where this episode is going to come to a close. That's the fun. I got myself double the armor, double the attack, and twice the amount of Triforce pieces that I did last time. So, when we come back, we're going to use that brand new raft that we just got, which actually is up, it does show up on the top left above our inventory. We're going to use that raft for the two things that we can use it for. First off will be... Oh yeah, no, I won't spoil anything. We'll save that for next time. So until then, thank you so much for watching, so long, have yourself a fantastic day, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.